going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We are back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Friday, June 18th. We got 2 games on today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's recap yesterday real quick. Drew Holiday, under 31.5 PRAs, just goes over. Man, he was shooting a ton. I didn't expect that. Giannis, over 33.5 points. Yeah, what can you do about that? He had 19 in the first half, only ends up with 30. But our same game parlay, plus 127 cashes. And we got another same game parlay coming your way in this video. But Logan on the MLB side of the channel, give him a clap, round of applause. He swept the slate 4-0 yesterday. So check out his MLB video that he will post later this morning. And shout out to all the new subscribers out there. We passed 6,500 subscribers yesterday. Join the channel if you haven't already, trying to become the biggest sports betting community on YouTube. So do that. Shout out to our newest COS All-Stars. They're on the screen, Chuck and Jesus. We really appreciate both of you for joining it. Welcome aboard. And if you want to become an All-Star, click the join button on the channel. Click the link in the description. But without further ado, like I said, it is Friday. Let's start the weekend and make some money. But we got 2 games on today. Probably the last day that we will ever have 2 games on in the NBA. Did a video on the Hawks versus Sixers. If you want to check out that video, it will be linked down in the description below. We had another 3 bets in that one. But today we're talking about Game 6 as the Jazz backs against the wall. Down 2-3, down 3-2, whatever you want to crack it down. Like the Sixers, they're traveling to the Staples Center. They will be on the road today. And like I said, Kawhi Leonard will be out again today. It still remains to be seen what his injury is, but I do not expect him to see him the rest of the series, maybe even the rest of the playoffs. But do you think the Jazz can force a pivotal Game 7? Put all the chips on the line like the Bucks did yesterday? We shall see. Let's start this video off with a bang, and we're starting with Paul George. Taking his over 9.5 rebounds, minus 113. Now, you could take his PRA line, points plus rebounds plus assists. Could take his points line, but I feel like he's going to need to get this rebounds line to hit either of those. Now, if you look at PG, he had 16 rebounds on 24 rebounding opportunities in Game 5. So he absolutely smashed this line. But 9.5, it's a little higher than what it normally is. But he has still had double-digit rebounds in 5 of his past 8 games. And he's going to play well over 40 minutes again today. Now, if you even with Kawhi Leonard, like I said, he had double-digit rebounds in 5 of the games. And I don't think Ty Lue and company want to go back to Utah to play a pivotal Game 7. I don't think that's what they want to do. If they can end it tonight, they're going to try to do so. And that's why I see Paul George having another big night if he can. But, you know, his PRA total 46 or 47, it's pretty juiced, so I'm not going to take that. You're going to need him to drop 30-plus points again like he has done in 3 straight games. I'm just going to land on this rebounding prop, over 9.5 rebounds. I think he's got a good chance. He had a lot of rebounding opportunities, and I think he can get there pretty easily today. So I'm locking that in. As for more Clippers props, you could consider Marcus Morris over in points. You'll see him in the same game parlay. Consider Nick Batum's under in PRAs just because I think it's a little too inflated at 19.5. But I won't make any of those. I won't force any plays. There's no reason to force anything in the NBA playoffs that you don't feel 100% about. They're sharp. They're very sharp out there. And I assure you, if you've been betting player props and even spreads, you're probably pretty frustrated because it's been tough sledding out there. But moving on to the Jazz, and we got a sketchy one. Starting with Rudy Gobert, over 27.5 points plus rebounds. Now, if you don't have this points plus rebounds line, I'd probably avoid because it's hard to predict which one you're going to get, but I'd probably take his over in rebounds. And I know, Rudy stinks, blah, 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 Rudy stinks, and I don't blame you for saying that. If you were taking this bet, and you know I'm not the biggest Rudy Gobert fan on the platform, you're going to have to go to a different channel for that. And if you took this line in all 5 games this series, you're down bad. You're 1-4, and you culminated that with missing on the hook in last game when he had 17 points and 10 rebounds, only 27 points plus rebounds. So then why am I taking it? And, you know, sometimes it's good to bet against the trend, and you've seen that in the NBA playoffs. Sometimes it's good to go against the trends, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. But I like the opportunity I saw from Rudy Gobert, so let me talk about it. For starters, he had 17 and 10 in last game, and he only had 21 rebounding opportunities. If you had his rebounds over, you're probably really frustrated because you saw him not really have a rebound, I believe, in the first quarter. Now, I don't think that happens again today, but the biggest reason I'm here is because he played 41.5 minutes, almost 42 minutes, and Derek Favors, he saw a big 6 minutes yesterday. So I think that trend will continue. Rudy will play, and he will log 40-plus minutes today, and I won't lie to you, I'm trying to look at research, and he had never hit 40-plus minutes at all in the regular season. The highest he ever got was 37. So if you look at when he logged 37 or more minutes, the man averaged 18 points per game and over 17 rebounds per game, easily hitting this 27.5 points plus rebounds. As you guys know, the Clippers don't really have a starting center. Zubac plays about 4 minutes a game, and you could take his unders if you really want, take even Pat Bev's unders, but I think Rudy's going to play another big game today, and I think he's going to score some more points and rebounds than people expect. That's why I'm locking it in. I'm taking Rudy Gobert. I'm ready to get hurt, and if I do get hurt, and probably the last time that I get hurt by this man this season, I'm taking it Rudy Gobert over 27.5 points plus rebounds. My final play is a same game parlay, and it's juiced up to plus 475. I put it on the screen. Boom, right there. And let's break down each leg. Now we have Rudy Gobert 10 plus points and 10 plus rebounds. So I already talked about it above. I think he has another good game, and I think he can get us 10 plus rebounds at least and 10 plus points. They don't have a center. He should be able to do that. And if he can't, so be it. I will live with the results. And I'm only putting a half unit on this because I don't need to be throwing a full unit on something that has this crazy of odds. But so I like those two legs with Rudy Gobert. Just asking for a double-double. As for Spida, 4 plus 3s. His normal line is 4.5. I believe that is at plus value, but you see him shooting a ton. I mean a ton. He's attempted like 14, 15, 16 three-pointers. All you're asking for is 4. I believe he's hit that in almost every game this series, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's got a good chance of hitting that again today. And he's, like I said, and he's injured too, so the fact of him driving to the rim is probably less likely. I mean, you saw him, I think he only attempted like 19 shots last game, 14 of them from the three-point line. I like that. Paul George, 8 plus rebounds. I think we can get that. I already know I like his over 9.5 rebounds, so why not ask for 8? And knowing Paul George, it sounds like his 9.5 is going to end on 9 on the dot. That's just how he does it. Now we move on to Bojan Bogdanovic, 15 plus points. He's coming off a 32-point game in Game 5. And I think it helps not having Kawhi Leonard harassing you on the defensive end. And so Bojan, he had a big game. And well, I don't have a lot of Jazz points legs in here because I don't know if Mike Conley, all it takes is Mike Conley being announced in, and then boom, the game gets locked. But I think Bojan has a good chance of hitting 15 plus points. I know we picked his under a couple times this series, but he was still getting up to that 17.5 point line that it is today. I think he can get us 15 plus points today. My final one, Marcus Morris, 15 plus points. I don't mind his points prop like I talked about earlier in the video. Marcus Morris, he's been very good without Kawhi Leonard this season. I believe he's averaged 18.5 points per game in every game without Kawhi Leonard. So 15 is not asking for too much. He's off back-to-back games of, I believe, 23 plus points. I think he's got a good chance of hitting that today. That's why I'm locking in all 5, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of these legs, plus 475. I think we've got a really good chance of hitting all of them. This game just has to be close, which I think it will be, and we're locking that in for half a unit. But let's recap all of our plays. Paul George, over 9.5 rebounds. I like that one a lot. Rudy Gobert, over 27.5 points plus rebounds. And then that same game parlay, which I'll chuck right back up on the screen. Those are my 3 plays. I obviously did a video on the Hawks versus Sixers, and if you watched both of them, shout out to you. But if you haven't checked it out, I will link it in a second. But like I said, show Logan some love. He went 4-0 in the MLB yesterday. He deserves some respect, man. He's on an absolute tear recently. He's getting back into the groove after a rough start to the month. But he's been killing it recently, so go show him some love. But like I said, that Hawks versus Sixers video, I will link that right here. Let me know your favorite bet tonight because, man, you know it's tough sledding out there. But I know you guys are giving out winners like you are with the Bucks team total under. That was an easy cash. Didn't even have to sweat that one. Maybe a little bit of sweat, but what can you do about that? This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for Saturday for the Bucks versus Nets. Let's go make some money today. Start off the weekend right. Peace. Peace.